Hey folks, we're back. Should only be a second for you, but may have been a little while for me. Anyway, so where were I? Where was I? Where are we? If I remember correctly, I am struggling to find a certain magical artifact that might promote our party, and I think we basically ran out of locations, if I remember correctly. We've got everything we need to finish the game, right? We needed the loot, the key, the rod, the chime cube box. Yeah, I think I just need to gather up the last 3 orbs, and technically we can beat the game at that point. But I guess what I should try to do is, we'll go to the Sky Tower first, which is at least the closest one, or whatever they call it. The Mirage Tower into Sky Castle is probably the names of the places we're going. And hopefully we'll find the tail while we're there, and then at least we'll have the chance to promote a little bit before the end of the game, even though I'm pretty sure this is considered go mode. We could just skip everything and just finish the game. So, also, I will probably take a little break before Castle of Fiends Revisited to go buy, you know, whatever magic and stuff. Like, once we're promoted, we should be able to actually pick up some nicer spells. Not that you need much past Nuke and all that. Also, we still have our crazy music going on. Alright, there we go. So, Mirage Tower. There's lots of treasures in this first floor. It's nice to pick them up. This floor is not bad for treasure either. Ooh, Vampire Strike first. We're going to test out that defense there. I think it's worth taking this fight. You've got a Mazmune, my friend. And these guys are pretty strong. If we let them survive more than a turn or two, we're going to have a problem, so getting a couple easy kills and doing some nuking is probably the right choice here. But vampires are real good for experience. So there you go. That's the most experience yet. What I'll probably want to be doing here, a little bit of healing between fights. I would like to finish this dungeon in one run, unlike certain ice caves and volcanoes. And to do that, obviously we're going to have to stay healed up. I don't know if it's worth fighting Cerebuses. In the vanilla game, they had a really annoying spell or skill called Heat, or some sort of low-level fire damage. It did like 9 damage to your whole party, and it didn't even really cause much damage. It just slow. Like, spell animations are so much faster in the randomizer. It's hard to explain if you've never seen them before, but the original game, multi-target spells that hit your party are just so, it just crawls. Like, it can be real time consuming just watching that happen. Now, I haven't talked about it a lot, but because of the floor randomizer, even though we didn't enable it, look at the color of some of the backgrounds here. So this is like the vanilla location for all of our dungeons. Also, I love this song, so we're stopping here for a minute. This is the Temple of Fiends Revisited, right? Or no, this is Sea Shrine. Sea Shrine's real good. Look, I forget the names of all the songs. I just like them. Anyway, you notice that the backgrounds and the tops of the doors, the rooms are different. That is on purpose, and I believe this is sort of desert themed. So the idea is, if you're in a randomized, shuffled floor, like a dungeon that was here, you can still sort of see how it connected to the overworld map location, the entrance, I guess. Ooh, eyes are really easy to kill. If you ever find a tile that has eye enemies, we could definitely grind some XP. Yep, the final incentivized chest. Probably the hardest incentivized chest to get in my layout. And, of course, it has the tail. I'm gonna nuke here because Evilman certainly in vanilla. Oh, that's... I didn't need it. We did just... So, you know, Mazmunes are pretty good, right? Don't forget. You've got Mazmunes, Blue. We can check some really easy chests here. I feel bad skipping these 4 because they're so close, but... Pro Cape. Does anyone want a Pro Cape? Technically, it's an upgrade for our Thief. But then I wouldn't have anywhere to hold on to a Heal Gauntlet. Would it be worth equipping it? I think if we get promoted, we could equip it. It would probably give us less defense than a flame shield. I mean, I'm sure it would. Or wait, no, that's... It takes the slot of the pro ring, right? Maybe once we're promoted, I'll just equip it. And then I'd have to... Well, look, we can buy pro capes later if I really want to. And I can... You know, once we promote our thief, we can just equip shields on him anyway. So then I don't even need the pro cape, and we can just switch it over. Sentries are kind of a dangerous fight. They do hit real hard, and they tend to have like really good defenses. Probably not a terrible target for some high-level magic. I guess sun swords aren't terrible. Oh yeah, lightning. They should be weak to lightning, so that's pretty solid. I would probably normally run from them, but I'd kind of like to get a couple level ups. I know speedrunners can kill chaos typically in the low 20s, but I definitely like to be at least around mid-20, unless I have a super overpowered party myself. And we've got, I would say, an above averagely strength party. Ooh, wizard vamps. Even more experience if we can survive. I want to save some nuke charges for Tiamat, but honestly, we've got so many low-level bracks, or break, we could probably just brack her to death. There we go. Looking good. So one thing also I didn't mention of the many things. Notice that there's no intelligence stat anymore. The randomizer shows you a magic defense stat. And you can see which characters get the best magic defense growth, which is knights and unpromoted black belts for whatever reason. Did I miss my turn? Shoot. I think I went up one too quickly. Alright, Bridge of Destiny, everyone's favorite bridge. We might see some cool rare enemies on this bridge. I don't know why I'm using fire 2, it's probably a waste. And I did randomize the, you know, encounter rarity, supposedly. Should have given Rydia a weapon. I feel bad that she's just punching things. Should buy her an extra Mazmune before we go to Chaos. But yeah, I believe this room, by default, has the highest encounter rate in the game. So even with our 66% modifier, still lots of encounters. Nope, 4 unlucky encounters for those of you who are hyped. And we made it to Tiamat. I should have healed up. But hey, look, it's Tiamat, everybody. So I don't really have... Well, you know, Fog 2 staff isn't the worst. I should have given this to somebody who's not our primary attacker. We're not gonna bother with silly-willy healings. Well, I might use that, but other than that... I wish I had bought in some more spells. We'll go for Brack strats. Break is, I forget what technical element it covers. Oh, she has Death Touch! Oh, that's scary, actually. I really hope Break hits here. Oh, man. Death Touch is rough. We got her, broken to pieces. Guess who else has Death Touch? Alright. So yeah, a Death Touch boss is certainly a danger. That's another orb. And technically, you know, we've actually got life now, so we don't have to go back to town anymore. But we will. You know, we're going to go get promoted and heal up. And I suppose we'll go deal with the Kraken next, and then carry. We got a little fan alert there. That was some Ankylos hanging out in the desert. I just skimmed right over them. Didn't want to fight them or anything, but some friendly desert Ankylos, you know. Just hanging out. They let us go because they know whose team I'm on, obviously. Okay, so we're headed back to Elf Castle because this is where Bahamut's been hanging out, and we can finally, with our final incentivized location, get promoted. So who does our characters turn into? Well, it shouldn't be a huge surprise that Cecil, or Cecil I believe is technically the pronunciation, well, he just turns into a paladin, right? So there you go. Edward, of course, is way cooler as an actual ninja. Of course, Edge is our ninja. Red Mage turns to Red Wizard, and I feel like the ultimate Red Wizard would be Fusoya, who has all the red and white, all the black and white magic. And of course, Rydia just grows up. So, hey, look at that. So this is kind of our first chance at looking at how our sprites turned out. Rydia's sprite, there's some detailing there that I might want to add to her face, but overall, not too bad, not too bad. Can't tell where her eye is. Eyes are really hard to do with 3 colors, guys. Eyes are real hard. Okay, so with that, we can now equip stuff. I'm gonna move that fog to the ninja. Even though Edge will have good attack with the Mazmune, he just doesn't have the same strength as a knight, so he'll never hit quite as hard. So let's go a little bit of shopping. Let's do a little bit of shopping. I'm just going to double check the shops because I forget if there's anything I wanted to pick up. Probably don't need Fire 2 or Anti-Fire. Now Edge can actually learn some magic, so he can learn some of these cool spells too. I guess we'll give him the whole roster of useful spells here. Just in case. You never know, in the Temple of Fiends Revisited, we might run into something really dangerous. In which case, having a couple more spells would be nice. One of the things I'm really hoping is that we can learn Cure 4. No! Oh man, that's a damn shame. And then I assume then the Knight can't. Or wait, that was Cure 3. Yeah, that sucks. Alright, well, pick up the best healing we can do, I guess. What else does that give, Yeah, Ice 3, Warp 3, Cure 3. Alright. As good as we get. So yeah, the biggest difference in equipment is now I can equip the Dragon Armor and the Aegis Shield on Sissel, and Edge can equip Ice Armor if I want, and, Ice Armor, Ice Shield, Fire Shield kind of stuff. Unfortunately, Knights can't learn level 4 magic, so there's nothing here that I really want. I'd like to pick up Invisibility 2 if I can find it somewhere. We've got our nukes. Oh yeah, Edge, of course, can learn nuke. That's pretty awesome. He doesn't get a lot of charges, but still pretty cool. I know, shopping is everyone's favorite part of these, these runs. And I do feel a little bit bad because we could probably just go beat the game, but I like being, like, prepared, just in case. It is a randomizer, so there's always the potential to have a really difficult end game. So I don't think I want to use... See, the Saber Helmet is interesting. Instead of... But it takes the ribbons spot, so... Yeah. Not a huge fan, I guess. Because the ribbon is what gives us perfect status protection, so we don't want to lose that. And even though a saber hat would be pretty awesome, it's basically the same as the power gloves, or giant's gloves, whatever you want to call them. And we could use that to buff our way through a very strong Chaos. If Chaos is super defensive, then we could increase our Mazmune damage significantly. But anyway, I think we'll be okay. Just double checking my old shops. I know it's been a while. For me, not for you. We could give an Excalibur away, but honestly, if anything, I'll just buy some more Mazmunes. And of course, Heal 2 shirt, garbage. We can learn, I guess, Heal 2. I don't think with ribbons equipped, none of these do anything. Did I ever give... Yeah, let's make sure. At least we've got a little bit of AoE healing for a tough boss if you need it. It's certainly nice to have Heal 3 available in the middle of a Chaos fight. I guess we'll just pick up some spells for Edge here. I'm sure he would have been real happy to have some high-level black magic. Alright. I'd like to find Provoca again, and then I'm just looking for weapon shots. Provoca's in Provoca, so it's easy. No excuses there. And I'll have to end with, you know, we'll go to the Water Shrine last, so the last town we check will be, I think it's Onrak, right? So, not a lot of good level 3 spell, or level 2 spells. I don't know, it doesn't really matter, but... There's nothing else he can learn, so at least theoretically saves us a soft potion. And then, yeah, I mean, we could have Edge also join the Brack Crusade, seeing as there's nothing else he can do. Stun and lock, you know, they're not very good spells. Rack hammer. Is there any point checking the weapon shop here, or the armor shop here? I don't know. Also, I do see that Rydia has one level 8 charge. So if I want to, I could pick up fast, which probably wouldn't be a huge waste. Yeah, opal bracelets, that was pretty good. But I think pro rings are as good as an opal gauntlet. And heavier. And then, hell, we want to wear the ribbons over the helmets, so... What we're looking for is the other town that sells dragon armor and stuff. That's kind of where I want to get. Is Crescent Lake on rack? If so, it should be the last place. I forget. Yeah, okay, sorry. We'll be back. Don't worry. Kraken will deal with you soon enough. Got a couple more towns to go shopping in. Probably need to go down, go up and right. We're going to OG Melmond, which is... This is Crescent Lake? No, Gaia, okay. At least we can buy the spells here now for our mages. If you care, I mean, like... Doesn't look like level 7 magic's gonna be that hot. And there won't be much... Ooh, there's Fade. Unfortunately, Red Wizard can't learn that slot, so no Fade for you. Thank you, brooms and girls, for getting in the way, and old ladies. Let's see, there's the Aegis Shield. Okay, so what I'll do... Do I want to hold on to that Heal 3 Gauntlet? Let me see the difference here. 41 defense versus... This is just for my own learning. 43. So, Pro Rings are definitely better, but we don't need the status protection from Pro Rings. And Heal 3 gives us some value for the end game, I guess. And then this way we can move the Flame Shield down, which should net him more defense overall. And then the Aegis Shield is awesome because it's even higher defense. So, same equipment, except... You know, slightly better pro ring than a heal glove, and better shield. That puts our knight at 59. I think with the dragon armor he'll get to nearly 70, which will be pretty sweet. Actually, the Fog 2 staff. I could give everyone one of those. And then, like, first round against a tough boss, we could really buff up quickly. Like, 4 layers of Fog 2 is a lot of Absorb. Is what I'm thinking. Because I haven't seen the white magic spells for Invis 2 or Fog 2 yet. I may have just missed them, but they could very well be here at level 8 where we'll never be able to learn them. Heal 3, so I'm glad I held on to that. We can never learn Heal 3, Ruse, or Cure, because Red Mages, unfortunately, even with Fusoya, they don't learn those. And some kind of lousy level 8 magic there. Alright. Couple more towns to revisit, and then we'll get to our next dungeon. I mean, we're gonna still go mode the dungeons, because I'm not gonna be that grindy. We're not gonna... Well, I mean, we need to do some combat with our new characters, because you haven't seen these new sprites yet, but, so we should fight this. Oh, look, Edge is not doing so hot. Wait a second, don't I have a, Yeah, there we go. I should move it to the top slot. Alright, let's see what people look like. So we got Fusoya running around with his big beard. Got Cecil, we got Rydia. I think it looks pretty good still. I'll have to rewatch some of these later on and see what I think later, but... I'm pretty happy. Right, so this one was kind of a wasted revisit. It's really just for one spell. This is a pretty good place to put Leaf in, because you generally don't want to come here anyway. Life Tube, right, that was a real shame. And Fast is good. Everybody likes Fast. In case you really don't know what Fast does, it's doubles the number of attacks you get. So if you can do, you know, 5 hits for 600 damage, maybe you could do 10 hits for 1200 damage. And then if you temper or saber, which are also fixed in this version, unlike the original game, that will stack with multi hits. Oh, I'd have to walk all the way back. I was thinking just one more town. Still 2 turns. Do I need to go all the way back to... what is that other town? I forget already. Probably, if I want to get the dragon armor. Shoot. Alright, extra Mazmunes. I feel like I've actually spent most of my money now. Bought all those fog... oh, can't equip the fog glove. Yeah, I'm not going to spend any more money on weapons. It's not going to make any real difference. There's still magic to buy. Hey, there's Invis 2. And Fog 2. Alright, so technically we'll have Invis 2 available. Give everyone a little bit of invasion if we need it, if there's a really tough boss. And, Fire 3. The rest of that's kind of garbage. And unfortunately, Fusoya can't learn Fire 3 this time around. No Firaga for him. So, I guess he'll go Invis... I don't need Fog 2 at all. Harm... he can't learn that either. Alright, Red Wizard's kind of not the best class this time around. And mostly because I'm just having fun showing them off. We'll show the walk down to... so what's left? We got some Tyro. We got some Revenge of the Dinosaurs here. I forget the town that's down here, but I'm pretty sure it has the dragon armor, so... that means it's, let's see, we have Elflin, Provoca... was this the real Melmond? I think this is the real Melmond down here. They make us work to find Melmond. So glad we've got AoE spells, or AoE item, like magic items. They really speed up a lot of this travel stuff. I know I can just nuke everything, but I don't know, it's just nice to have the items available. Alright, OG Melman. So let's check the magic shops. I guess I might need some money, so we'll kill the wraiths. You think undead, ghost, zombie, whatever they're supposed to be, mages, undead critters are supposed to have a lot of money? They have a lot of money. They should mod it so all the enemies you fight in Melmond have 0 gold draw. That'd be hilarious. Alright, looks like level 5 white magic is trash. And level 5 black magic is acceptable, I guess. XXXX is like power word kill in Dungeons and Dragons. If your target has less than 300 HP, they just die, unless they have death protection, in which case, you know, sucks to be you. Vorpal, you could buy Vorpals for backup critical strategies, but... there it is, Dragon Armor, that's what I was looking for. We want to sell this, and buy the best armor in the game. Alright. And with that, our knight gets up to 67 absorb. If you don't wear a ribbon, but you go with a nice helmet, you can get it over 70, but it's fine. The fog, too, will actually be able to buff that up pretty well, if we need it. I'm trying to remember if the ice armor is any different than the opal bracelet. I'm going to put a save down, just because I don't want to mess around too much here. This is just more for testing than anything else. So Edge is currently at 53 defense. If I gave him the ice armor, which I can't afford technically, is it better or worse? Because normally I would never give an opal bracelet to a ninja. 53 is 53, so it's the same thing, but I lose evade, so quick load. 53, 62. Yeah, so all we did was we traded away some evasion with no benefit. If you didn't have a ribbon, then, you know, the ice armor gives you some status protection. And I think you can get fire and ice, and that's about it for a ninja. But the ribbon gives you everything else. Oh, well, you can have a pro ring, so you can have fire, death, and ice. And you can't really get anything from the helmet unless you have a ribbon. So, anyway, that's fine. I was just, you know, just learning. Because this is like, really, this is probably the first time I've ever had multiple, access to multiple Vorpal, or not Vorpal, well, including Vorpals, but multiple Mazmunes and, Opal rings and all that stuff. Usually you only get one. So it almost always goes to the black or white mage. Because they can't wear, or any of the mages really, because they can't equip any good armor. Yeah, cool. We got at least one spell for every slot that's halfway useful, so... To be fair, the spell selection for black magic has been pretty good this game. Oops, I just shut off my speakers. Okay, now I can hear. You know, overall, I feel like we've had good black magic selection. White magic has been a little bit sad. With Life 2 in the level 8 slot, and Heal 3 and Cure 4 blocked from Red Wiz, that was pretty sad, but... It hasn't been like a terrible selection, but there was no early Fade, there was no early Invis 2 or Fog 2. White magic, bringing a white mage on this party would have been a bit of a disappointment for most of the game. And then red mage also a disappointment, because the main value we're getting from the red mage is, you know, nukes. So good black mage seed, pretty terrible thief seed, because the promotion to ninja is at the very end of the game, so the thief is bad for most of the game. So I would say this is a good fighter black mage seed. Maybe monk, I don't know. With no promotion, monk is a little bit stronger. But because it's a Mazmune seed, monks are kind of weaker, because might as well just have 4 knights where you can buy Dragon Armor, Age of Shield, Mazmune for all 4 knights. That's probably pretty good. I would take 2 knights though on the seed. If I was to redo this one over from scratch, I would bring 2 knights for sure, and probably a black mage and maybe a red mage. So where am I going? I'm trying to go to Crescent Lake / Gaia, which is just over here. Which is good because it's near the volcano, which is our final fiend for the future. Oh, I didn't check these spell shops. More level 7 magic. What do we got? Basically useless for black mages. And hey, we actually were able to learn Exit at the last second. I wasn't sure if we'd actually get that one, but looks like it's one of the very few slots. I think the red wizard can learn... I think it's 1 red spell, or 1 black spell and 1... Like, at this level, there's 1 black magic and 1 white magic spell they can learn. And we happen to get Exit in that. So I have to upgrade the white magic roster by a little bit, because even a late Exit is potentially valuable.